Wow, that's wonderful. She long back taught me that you have to really manifest. Whatever you want to see in life, you have to manifest. Law of spoken word, law of attraction that we call. You have raised a fine son who's a pilot. Can we clap for that? And he's such an amazing child, very nice child. How did you do that? All the mothers would want to know.
So, I think in our house, it was only him and me and my parents. My parents being mature, that child has learned the power of silence in the morning. Plus, I do credit my parents because I'm from Sikhism, we follow so they do a lot of path in the morning. So it's a practice at home. Even my dogs don't. Till 8 o'clock, everybody is silent. We don't speak. Especially everybody is scared of, making noises of any kind. So I think that calm, you saw him. He's a very calm boy.
Yes.
I see it in him. And I think he's also seen me meditating quite a lot. That's why he's also very connected to, meditation and understanding and everything. So I'm thankful.
Your father does a lot of charitable work still.
Yes, my father does.
Tell the award that he got.
Yes, so he feeds about 5,000 people in a month.
No wonder the children and the grandchildren are blessed. So, anything else that you would like to share apart from power of manifestation?
Anything you would like to ask?
Anybody?
There's lots for me to share, no doubt.
I know. We keep talking hours and hours. And
yes.
One incident I'll tell you, that I was coming back broken, totally sad for some reason from Bangalore, and suddenly the announcement happened that this jet, who's in charge of this jet, is Captain Nina. I was so happy. The moment the flight landed in Delhi, we went out and had a Starbucks time, and that was one day that I'll never forget. And I remember you encouraging me that how I should believe in myself and how to handle the situation. I don't know, it was a 2 hours long conversation. But at the end of the conversation, I was ready to fight back.
Yes, actually most of the time that day, when I met you, you were in a very low frame of your mind, is what I'm going to say. So these weaknesses only occur. It's occurred to me just about 2 days back also. It happens. But how you pull back to your understanding is very important. At that point of time, you will never be able to align yourselves with your thinking and your action and your words. So what you consciously have to do is just fake it. Yes, it's good, it's good, it's good, it's good. And it starts happening that way, actually.
Yeah. And you just...
that's what self-hypnosis.
No, you just told me something that everything is going to be great, and you said that I trust in you, you're powerful. You told me that you're so much an achiever, because I was feeling like I was a failure that day. But I think I'm successful because of the circle I keep. Right?
Yes, it's very important. And it is said, the kind of energies you exchange around with people, it has a very major effect on your being.
Yes.
It has a very big, not that you should be discarding the ones which you feel they are negative or something. Sometimes you will find people who are in a very negative frame of mind, and it's very deep rooted for their thinking, their everything. Probably you can have compassion, probably you can have, an interaction with them also, but not to include their existence very much in your own self. And I must tell you, I told you that day also, that there are times when I'm flying and such challenges have happened to me during those flying experiences. Simple flight, suddenly there is an issue, which actually can be very... I consciously have told myself, calm down.
Because you're in charge of many lives.
Yeah. No, it's not that. Because of nothing. Just calm down. first is your own self. First is your own self, and then you can cater to others. In any which case, if you're in a good frame of your body, mind and soul, you are as it is doing good to everyone around you. Your contribution in every which way is going to be good.
True.
Yeah.
Let me take everybody back to the time I met you for the first time. What impressed me about you? I didn't have a car, so I went in a cab to meet her because somebody wanted me to meet her, and we had an amazing time. And she was ready to shift her house to a beautiful house now she lives in. And then we somehow I was not able to get a cab back home. And she gifted me something very precious and nice, and then she dropped me back to my house in her Mercedes.
Oh, that's a small thing.
So I kept thinking, she came back home, sat with us. It was so contagious. Your humility was so contagious, and you sat with us. You had your tea with us, and you loved the children.
Yes.
And it was amazing. So I felt that it is possible that somebody can be successful and be humble. How will you describe it? I have
Actually,
seen successful
all
people.
successful people. Really,
Yeah.
I have met. I was recently at a conference. I was telling you there in US in Washington. All very successful people, in true sense successful. I have actually learned this from them. You can only be successful if you are successful inside you. If inside you, you are completely in sync with your body, mind and soul. And that can only come with learning. Learning happens every day. Learning happens by maybe somebody is listening to me at this moment. Learning is happening. Learning is happening through so much of vast knowledge which is available around. And there was this doctor I met there, and he's a scientist, and he's written so many books on aviation. And I started talking to him. He had a very tumultuous life, wherein he had a lot of little challenges to meet. And I said, how do you write so well? How does your research go so deep? That requires, because me being an aviator, I know what it requires to go to that deep of research. So I said, how do you do that? How do you switch off with everything so much wrong? Because so much wrong, happening around you. And I would be very disturbed with everything. He says, my ability to center myself is my learning. And that's the reason for my success. So that one word taught me so much that every time I took up a flight and any challenge happening, after that, I actually said, remain in your center and remain in your core. There is nothing which can disturb. Disturbances will come. You can probably adjust, get back, understand.
Wow, wonderful. Before we close, I would just request 2-3 people to ask any question because we're running out of time. So anybody wants to ask anything? Nothing. So, anyone? Oh, Chandrika, please.
So, very importantly, you talked about that when we are at a low state, it's how exactly or what exactly you do that makes you come back.
Okay. So let's say if you are in a negative can be anything. For everyone, negative definition is different. So let's say if you are in some negative phase of your situation and how you bounce back. So you've got to actually absolutely, how I do it, I'm absolutely silent and I sit quietly. I do a bit of self-hypnosis also. I start talking that no, this is something which does not disturb and cannot disturb me. This is something very small. And I also understand that the moment your body anything negative which is coming into your head, how your body reacts to it. So I start concentrating on that reaction of my body. For example, I start concentrating on my breath. I start concentrating on my thoughts which are coming. Are they so important that they should disturb my present? A negative experience, I think I can give an example. Like just a few days back, I had a little negative experience which was very deluding, I met up with somebody. The person had so much of lies to speak, which was very disturbing. And first thing came into my head was my ego. How come I judged wrong? And secondly, those lies of that person was disturbing me so much for about 1-2 days. And that is when I thought, is it important? Somebody else's lies, somebody else's understanding about life, or somebody else's being is not something which should affect me. And I kept repeating that to myself. It should not affect me. Why am I getting affected by somebody else's lie? And I'm sure you understand, if somebody else does anything wrong, why should your being be affected by it? Not at all. And you progress like that. But I'm very deeply into meditation, so I really do not have much problem to bounce back on anything if there's some negative experience, if I have. But people who are at a learning stage of things, they should just understand.
Yeah.
I hope I've answered your question.
Yes. Talking to ourselves, again the power of the spoken word in the form of our thoughts. So thank you so much for talking to us. And any last word that you would want to give to the world? Like, of course, you will keep giving many words. Last word for this program.
So last word is what I would really say, is that everybody is unique, and we all have to understand of our being unique.
This is the message for today. You are very unique. Say right thing, think right things, and you will be a success, right? So this is Winners Club. So we all are going to win together. Okay? Can we clap and a standing ovation?